Greetings, comic bookers and comic bookies and females and males alike. That's right, it's time for another episode of the Long Box Cast. Kyle and I had a week off, but really Kyle was busy. Me, on the other hand, I got really sleepy and passed out, and I apologize to RJ, who was going to be a guest on the show, but I did say we will have him on the show, and I need to extend my huge apology for that. But this is going to be episode number 54 coming at you. And yeah, we got some stuff to talk about. We got new casting for the Daredevil show. Somebody was picked up, which is going to be pretty cool. There's a couple of other stuff that happened. Kyle also has got us the comic book news of the week with what he's been reading, what he's picked up, what he's got. I picked up some nerd swag, which Kyle already saw the picture of it, but I'll discuss to everybody on the show. And without further ado, we'll have our awesome theme song, which I don't know what Kyle's going to pick, if he's going to pick a original classic recorded by Steve Mooney, or is he going to go, no, we need something that actually people like to listen to.
Hey, if you think you can come up with something interesting on the fly right now, by all means, go right on ahead.
Well, guess what, buddy? Because here is the intro! Long Box Cast, we're coming at you fast. We got the news, we got the ooze, we got everything coming at you. I said ooze like Ninja Turtles when they drop the stuff. Everybody transforms, everyone's like, what the? Sorry, Kyle's mom.
Okay, that is officially our theme song because that was just awesome. That is our official theme song. I'm making it that now.
Awesome. So anyways, kids, now the official theme song has dropped. I actually need to make like an actual theme song, and I will put that in there, but we need to put some beats behind it. We'll get to that. But this is episode number 54. This is June 17th. But we recorded this on June 15th of 2015. So, of course, if any of our news is outdated or something's behind or we missed something, of course, this is why, because we obviously are a couple of days behind.
So get over it.
Of course, you can – yeah, that's what I said. Well, you know what? No one really calls us on our shit anyways. But I do want to appreciate everybody who does have been liking, commenting, and give us their opinion on news that we post on the Facebook page. We do appreciate your support, and we want to thank you for listening. Of course, you can find us on www. Huh?
I was just going to say I am sorry for not posting anything on the Facebook page in a while, though.
Oh no, it happens. I mean, I've been sidetracked with. I mean, we'll put it this way: if Kyle and I actually did this for a living and we got paid for it, believe me, we'll be on the ball. But since Kyle and I have these things called jobs, and this isn't our job, this is just something we like to do for fun for now. This is why everything is where it is. But of course, you can find us on Longbox Cast, part of the 4i Radio Network, known as The Fern. You can listen to our show by going to 4iradio.com, Spreaker, iTunes, Stitcher, Zune Marketplace, BlackBerry Podcast, Blueberry Podcast, Mirror Guide, Double Twist, YouTube, Swell Radio, SoundCloud, and Player FM. And of course, I'm going to freak Kyle out. And of course, our podcast is brought to you by Fantasy Escape Comics, cards, and collectibles. You can find them in the Virginia Beach area or find them online at fantasyescape.com. Also, don't forget to check out their eBay account. Just look for the user ID 50, that's 50, Batman. And of course, we're also brought to you by Revenge Lover Designs, illustrates and designs that fit your personality. For samples and inquiry, visit revengelover.com. And of course, we're also brought to you by Comic Care. Comics, of course, their webpage is finally up and running, so just go to Comic Care, and that's one word, comiccare.org. Check out this nonprofit organization that actually help out kids in the hospital where you donate your comic books, and they give those to children in the children's hospitals. And they work with great cosplay players who show up at the hospitals dressed as these characters and hand them, like, it'd be like Tony Stark, and he's like, boom, here's an Iron Man comic, or Captain America would be like, ooh, here's the Winter Soldier kind of stuff. So it's a really great organization. Go ahead and check them out. Feel free to either, I believe you can donate money if you can't find any comic books, but you have all these old comic books, you don't know what to do with them, check them out. They'll go ahead and help you out, and great stuff like that. Now, Kyle.
Steve.
We've been away for a while. So
Maybe.
I'm going to ask you the magical questions. What have you been up to, man?
Not a lot. Not a lot at all. Yeah.
That's okay.
I love a boring life, let's just put it that way.
No, you do what I say. I always say, like, what are you doing today? I'm like, I'm doing laundry. That's right. My life is exciting.
Oh, well, I am doing laundry. I just had to change a load. You ever notice how laundry takes forever when you actually have to go do something?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Yeah. So That happened today.
Or it goes very quickly when you're actually doing something.
Yes, and you forget about it, and then the end of the day shows up, and you're like, oh, fuck. I still have more clothes in the washer.
Yeah, because that always happens to me. I'll have the clothes in the washer and dryer and stuff like that. I'm like, you know what? I'm just sitting at home today. I'm going to get some gaming in. And you like literally sit down and it's like, bang. Okay. Then you go to that. Then you put the stuff in the dryer again. You're like, okay, I'm good. I can play again. You're about to, there's no way the dryer's done. I'm calling shenanigans on this. No. But it's like when you have to go somewhere and be like, yeah, dude, I'll totally be – my jeans are in the dryer. I'll be right there. And then it's like 8 years later. What do you mean I missed your party? And my jeans are still wet. This is ridiculous.
Yep.
So this is just a little bit of my comedy style, people. So if you enjoy it, thank you. So is there really nothing going on?
I'm trying to think. No, not really. I watched that new movie, Project Almanac.
Oh, okay. Any
that was the found footage time travel movie type thing. It was interesting. It wasn't a bad movie, but it didn't have to be the whole found footage style. It could have been like a regular old movie.
I don't know what it is with the found footage files. Like it worked for circa 1994 with Blair Witch, but
it also worked for Cloverfield. I'll give it that.
Yeah, okay. It did work for Cloverfield. The only problem I had with Cloverfield is why did the monster look like the alien had sex with broccoli?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was very weird. Like when the things were little,
I'm
like, that things look awesome, and then you see the big one, you're like, what the?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. Well, Cloverfield wasn't bad, and then there was a couple others I know of that I can't think of right now, but I mean,
fair enough.
I think didn't they do like one of the fuck, I can't remember.
I like how I've really not been trying to swear because Kyle's mom is a huge fan of the show.
I wouldn't say huge fan.
I know, just kidding. We can turn that into a drinking game. Of course, then if this is a drinking game, people don't be doing this at work. But every time Kyle swears, you have to finish your drink because it's very rare when Kyle usually swears.
And if Steve goes a whole episode without swearing, then you got to do a keg stand.
You got to do a keg stand. You got to donate money to our website. So, which is going to be really difficult to do because I do have a couple of rants to go off on.
Well, you're free. Your livers are safe for this episode, people.
Yes. So let's put it this way. So me, good news is I've been finally getting out and running every week. I know this is exactly what the comic book fans want to hear. They're like, no, stay at home and read. So trying to get back into shape.
Nice. Yeah, I've been walking myself. I think a couple episodes back I had mentioned I went on like a 3-mile walk to Wendy's, and I changed that up. Now I go on a 3-mile walk for tropical smoothie.
Yes, I remember because you said the Wendy's. I was like, isn't that kind of true at the point? You're like, yeah, but I really want a Wendy's. I'm like, fair enough. And then he's like, but there's like a tropical smoothie place not too far. So I'm like, maybe you should just switch the destination.
Yep.
Me, I don't get any reward after I do what I do, except the hot tub. Relax in the hot tub to cool down my muscles and everything like that. But hopefully until I have my place is baller, dude. I got a 24-hour pool.
Not
Hot tub, 24-hour gym, which, by the way, I will start actually doing my weightlifting next month. I'm going to see how much – because so far I'm going like – I've been 3 weeks. I didn't even plan this. Started on June 1st.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, wow, this is the first time I can actually keep track of stuff. But I feel kind of dumb because I'm actually being one of these people – like I'm not going crazy with it. But it's like I got some apps for my phone, it's called like Map My Run is a good one where you can like walk and it'll track like your minutes, your calories and stuff like that. And there's another one that pairs with that to watch your calories and stuff. So I'm actually kind of being serious about this, I guess, but not to the extent where I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna Hulkamania out. Like I don't want to. I just want to clean up. I'm like the Death Star. I'm not fully operational. So there's that. So that's some pretty good news. Another good news is that I got a new phone finally. So I'll show Kyle. I finally got the iPhone 6.
Ah, you lucky bastard.
I still have to get a case for it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very scary though because I haven't had a case for it, and I'm like very careful because this thing is thinner than the iPhone 5.
I've heard it's more durable though.
I'm not going to test that. So I did, however, find this really cool waterproof like Iron Man case, and I was like, I thought the price, I was like, it's kind of steep. But then Matthew was like, no. If you actually buy one of the actual cases like that, like one of the name brand people, he's like, it's going to cost you like $80. So he's like, wait, that one is a good price, so go for it when you can. I'm like, okay. But then, so I'm part of the Edge program with Verizon. So basically, Kyle had the problem that I was having with my old phone, my iPhone 5, where it wasn't charging correctly.
Yeah.
And you had to put it at a weird angle to get it to work. So finally I go to the Verizon store, and I go, hey, can you fix this? They're like, well, your screen's cracked. And I go, yeah, because I dropped it, and it was going to cost $100 to fix it. And you guys said I bought this, plan, this warranty plan for it. But apparently phone's dropping, you guys don't care. So when I brought the phone back in, and he's like, well, you got to get the screen fixed. I'm like, but it's not charging. I'm like, the phone works fine. I've dealt with the cracked screen. I'm like, I can live with this. I just want a phone that – I go – and he's like, well, you still have to fix the screen. I go, so what you're telling me is I have to pay $100. You're going to take the phone then, and then I guarantee you're going to replace the phone and give me a brand new one anyway. So what's the point of this? So he's like, well, this is how our policy is. Like, all right, go home, check online with the Edge program. You've had your phone for a year. You're due for upgrade. Done. But this is the dilemma I'm having. So I get the phone, everything's going great. Then I'm not getting like one email at a time. I'm getting 2 emails at a time. Now, when I get my phone and activate it, I have 14 business days to send back the old phone, which is fine. So I've had the phone for I had the phone for a week, not even a week yet. I had a week. It was a week and a day. Then they hit me with 2 emails saying, like, we have not received your phone yet, yada, yada, yada. And I go, okay, fine. So I came home that day. I cleared everything off of my phone and everything like that because I was kind of saving my old phone to get all the podcasts I listen to because that's the one thing that doesn't transfer over. And I had a couple of notes, like in my notepad thing. I'm strangely that those didn't copy over. So I'm like, okay. So luckily I still have my old iPhone 4 that has that stuff on it. So I'm going to put those on this new phone or whatnot. So I shut everything down, put it in the box and everything, and then I'm going through the box. And guess what they did not send me? The free packing label to send back with the phone. So I don't have to pay anything to send it back to them. But they did not put that in the box. So I called the woman. She was like, okay, yeah, we'll get you that packing label. Just checked my mail today. Nothing. I called them on, I think it was either Monday or Tuesday of last week. So, yeah, it's been a week now since I called them. And then, again, 2 emails today. And then I also got my Verizon bill saying, like, you owe this much money. I'm like, there's no way I'm paying that much money because I still have the phone to get back to you, but you have not sent me a packing slip. So I'm like, what the hell? So Verizon, you're not being very cool right now. You're kind of being a couple of dicks. And literally, I would just call them up and just be like, why don't you just give me the address? I'll pay for the shipping myself, and you can just reimburse me. But I know them. They'll be like, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. But, yeah, so they'll get their phone as soon as they send me their freaking packing slip. But this is twice that they've done this to me now. They sent me a phone and no packing slip. And I'm like, wow, how am I supposed to get it back to you? And what I love, though, is I said that to the guy at the Verizon store when I got my first phone and did all this stuff with it. I'm like, can I just give it to you? And they're like, no, you have to ship it out. I'm like, what? But it's back in your hands. Like, can't you – like, I'm like, I don't see what the problem is.
It'd probably be cheaper anyways for them to just – for you to hand it to them and then they send it back.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. Like, I could give them all the paperwork and be like, here, this you deal with it now. But apparently that's not how things work. So that's that. And then now I've been trying to find a – here I go, being all the weird athletic guy now, but I'm not trying to be the athletic guy now. But you have to get like those. I want to get an armband because running shorts with pockets do not hold shit. Like I'm like running and I'm like holding my pocket because I'm like, well, my phone's gonna fall out and this is what's tracking my running and everything like that. And then my keys always fall out, so I'm like, this is why put shorts? Why put pockets on these shorts? Where's zippers? How about that? I'm not gonna go running in jeans, so.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I need to get an armband thing just so I can track that and all this kind of stupid stuff. So, but that's enough of my ranting, I think. Yes, I think that clears everything up so we can actually dive into some comic book stuff now.
All right.
Unless you have more rants.
Damn kids won't get off my lawn.
Oh, you got a lawn now?
No.
Oh.
I was just being an old person thing. I don't know.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I guess we'll tackle because Kyle has stuff that he's read, so we'll just do.
Yeah.
It's time for Kyle Reads. Kyle's Reads. What did you read this week? A comic book, or maybe 2 or 3.
Actually, it's 4.
4.
Did you just call me a whore?
I said 4, and so is Kyle's mom.
Why? Because I said whore?
Well, yeah, but you know.
Don't apologize for me.
You know what? I apologize for all Kyle's moms. Even my brother Kyle's mom, which is my mom. If everybody could do the mom math on that. That's going to be a new t-shirt, guys. Longbox Clash, hashtag mom math.
All right. So first off, we're going to start with Secret Wars, issue number 3.
Sweet.
Yes. So, I'm going to skip a bunch of the boring stuff because, well, like I said, it's boring. You find out that the sun on Battleworld is actually the Human Torch.
What?
Yeah, apparently, Dr. Doom was talking to Sue Storm about how, let's see here. I'm going to find out, where the fuck's that page? Ah, here we go. Apparently he defied Dr. Doom, so basically instead of sending him over the shield, which, as we discussed before, is the barrier that protects the rest of Battleworld from the evil places like Marvel Zombies, Annihilation Wave, and Age of Ultron.
Oh, yeah.
Sue Storm's like, please don't do that. So he's like, fine. He's now our son. So,
oh, jeez.
Yeah, so Johnny Storm is actually the son in the in here. So I was like, okay, that's kind of fucked up, but it's kind of cool at the same time. So back to the ship where Thanos and all of them and his cabal or whatever, which I actually have a list here of who's actually in it, so we can finally learn. You got Thanos, Black Swan, Terrax, Namor, Proxima Midnight, Maximus, Corvus Glaive, and the Maker, who is actually Ultimate Reed Richards.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So out of all that, I recognize 3. Actually 4. I recognize Terrax.
Oh, okay.
Basically, Doctor Strange is checking out the ship, seeing what's going on, and he goes to check out he finally gets on the ship, and who shows up but Miles Morales, who actually stowed away on the ship.
Ah.
So he's like, I don't know what's going. Miles is like, look, I don't know what's going on. I just remember being on my world where another world was coming out of the sky, and Doctor Strange is like, oh, you remember? Fuck. Apparently, Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom actually built Battleworld together. They reshaped the entire Earth all together. So Doctor Strange is actually in on this whole thing. He knows what's going on.
Okay.
So Doctor Strange takes the young Thor from the last issue that just picked up the hammer for the first time, along with Miles Morales, and they take him to his ship.
Okay.
Or he takes him to this special area that Doctor Doom does not know about. It's Doctor Strange's own place. And he's like, look, I have a ship here too. It looks exactly the same as the other one. Please activate it so I can see what's going on. And all of a sudden out walks Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, Lady Thor, Star-Lord, Phoenix, Cyclops, Black Panther, and Reed Richards. And of course, Miles and Peter are like, hey, how's it going? Haven't seen you in a little bit. And they're like, how the fuck are you here? And blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
So they start talking about what's going on. Apparently, Stephen Strange has been missing for months now. So they were like, Stephen, where the hell have you been? He's like,
I've been right here, guys. I've been right here.
Well, he's like, that depends on your answer to the question of worlds. Are you really my Captain Marvel or some other universe version of Carol I once knew? Better put, am I really who you think I am? Are you really you? So basically, he's like, I don't know if you're the you from my world or if you're the you from a different world.
Okay, yeah.
So she says, well, you sound like an idiot, which seems familiar enough.
It's always nice.
So they're talking about it. Let's see here. They're talking about how they survived. They're talking about the ship. It had some defects and how they lost Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, the kids, and Ben Grimm. And then, of course, they start asking what the hell's going on. And he's like, well, it's not just where you guys are, it's also when. He's like, you guys have been in stasis for quite some time. And, they're like, well, we've only been gone for maybe like hours, but how long are you talking about? He's like, you guys have been out for 8 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he basically says everything died, but in that moment of death, God made a new world, this one. He constructed it out of the remnants of incursion points between collapsing worlds. Some of what we would call our Earth remains, most does not. You should know, however, that no one remembers the worlds before, only this one. So, Spider-Man's like, how is that possible? And he's like, it's quite simple, actually. Exactly how well do you remember 8 years ago? Most of it is partial recollections amid moments of clarity. At first, as the world was shaped, it took constant effort to synchronize the new history with the old, but now it's much easier, especially since God controls the areas of study in the ministries of science. So, Reed Richards, being the smart guy he's like, who is it? He's like, what? He's like, who's this God?
Yeah.
And he's like, it's Doom. He's like, Victor Von Doom saved us all.
Wow. Reed Richards was like, bullshit.
So then, of course, now Black Panther asks Doctor Strange, he's like, so how long ago did you find our raft? And he goes, 3 years ago. I suppose I knew there was something inside of great consequence, but I had to weigh that against other things. And, Reed Richards is like, what the hell? Doom is God, and you had to weigh that against other things. What the hell could have been so important? And Strange is like, it's easy to explain, Reed. He's very, very good at playing God. So then, of course, you see a camp of Thanos and his cabal. They're trying to figure out what's going on. They want to get more answers, but then the Thor squad shows up and looks like they're getting ready to attack, and that's where the issue ends.
Okay.
So they finally got more answers in this thing here. You find out that Reed Richards and them, they've been gone for 8 years, and you get more explanation of like what Battleworld is really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So this one so far is probably the better of the 3 issues that have come out so far, if that says anything.
It probably doesn't surprise me because usually it's like you're starting a big event and unless you have something really big to hit it off in like the first issue, most of the time then you're like, okay, what's the story? How am I going to stick around for the rest of this kind of thing?
Yeah. Well, next 3 issues I got The Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, issue number 1. Basically, this is a part of Battleworld where Spider-Man and Mary Jane are still married and they have a daughter. No one knows no one knows that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. They're living a good life. Mary Jane's like, you should stop being Peter, or actually they're talking about how they need to stop calling him Spider-Man in front of the daughter because she's starting to talk and you don't want her to start saying Spidey out in public.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's things like that that are actually kind of cool that they actually remember to put in. There's trouble with the Avengers. They find out that someone is actually killing off every single Avenger. All the superheroes are dying. So all the Avengers call in every single superhero. They're like, look, you guys, we need to fight whoever this is together. And Peter's like, look, my wife and my daughter are out there. I need to protect them. He's like, well, okay, well, just bring them into this headquarters. Like, yeah, but look, you guys don't know who I am.
Yeah.
This is a whole thing. I gotta talk to my wife about it.
Yeah.
So they find out that the raft has been broken into and all the villains have escaped. So the Avengers go off to go fight all the villains, but then Peter's like, wait, shit. If the prison's been broken into, that means he's there. So Venom escaped and is now basically holding Mary Jane and his daughter hostage.
Okay.
Who's, by the way, is wearing Daredevil PJs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cute. It's got the little DD on it. So Peter tries fighting her and whatnot. Mary Jane tries to get away. And then you see the villain who's trying to basically kill every single superhero who actually gains their powers too. He's called Regent. I don't know if that means anything to you.
Regent.
He's basically, as he kills the superheroes, he gains their power. So he's already killed the X-Men. He's got Professor X's telepathy. He's got Nightcrawler's teleportation. And then you go back to the fight between Peter Parker and Venom, and they're fighting, and then Venom knocks Peter out and goes after Mary Jane and his daughter. He's like, I'm going to have some fun with them.
Mm-hmm.
while Regent starts basically rips off the Hulk's arm by Hulk's getting ready to punch him. He grabs Hulk's arm with Colossus's iron or his metal skin.
Okay.
And then just basically teleports away and literally just teleports his arm right off. It's kind of fucked up, but kind of cool.
That's some fucked up shit.
So back to Peter Parker fighting Venom. They're in a burning building, which he knows is Venom's one weakness. One of his weaknesses, besides high pitches, is fire. So the building collapses, and Venom dies. And Peter escapes. He's like, in that burning building, here we go. He says, that was the day the Avengers died. That every last hero, even Spider-Man. It just looked like him standing there, but that was just me, Peter Parker, a dad in a stupid red and blue suit. So basically, all the heroes have died, and Spider-Man's like, I'm done being a hero.
Oh, wow.
Well, this now, I guess, is a couple years later, because his daughter's a little bit more grown up, and basically Regent has taken over the entire, I guess, zone. You can't really say world, but that zone of Battle World.
Okay.
And Peter's just going along with it. He says, it's not a perfect world, but I look after me and mine, and that's good enough. And it just ends with to be continued.
Okay.
So it was interesting to see that different story.
So Spidey's got his work cut out from this issue, huh?
Mm-hmm. And let's see here. I'll get into more about that later. Next one I got was actually pretty funny. Even my wife enjoyed this. It's giant-sized Little Avengers versus X-Men. Here's the cover.
Oh, awesome.
This I highly recommend. The whole book is done by Scotty Young. Does a great job. Yeah. It basically just explains Battle World real quick, explains the different worlds that there are, like Marvel Zombies, Spider-Verse, and Age of Apocalypse. And then they go to their world. And it's literally just the Avengers versus the X-Men constantly fighting over stupid little things, like snacks and just... Mm-hmm. It's funny. It's like it starts off with Blob and Toad. They're like, okay, we're hungry. Where do we get some food? Iceman's like, hey, get some ice cream. But then Captain America's like, get some hot dogs. And, they're all going over there. And then Wolverine's like, oh, how about some steaks? And then Thor's like, I got some, what's he got? He's got some ribs, giant ribs straight from Asgard. Gambit's trying to sell out some of his chili, Cajun chili or whatever. Uh-huh. They're all fine. Then Iron Man shows up where he's like, you guys can get whatever the hell you want because I got the technology for it. And then people start lining up, and then Spider-Man's like, wheat cakes for me, and Deadpool shows up, he's like, I'll take a burrito. I think it should have been chimichanga in my opinion, but
Yes.
And then of course, the X-Men get pissed off at Iron Man because he's like, you're stealing our customers. And these guys are all 5 years old. So Storm uses her reign to just stop it. And then everyone shows up over to Cyclops' cart. And they're ordering. But then you see Daredevil, and he's just looking the wrong way and still talking like he's ordering. So, the whole blind joke thing. You see a little mini Howard the Duck. But then the Hulk ends up eating everything. So that forces all the X-Men to get really pissed off at the Avengers. And the funniest joke throughout the entire thing, Iron Man sees Spider-Gwen. He's like, hey, I haven't seen you around here before. She goes, I'm new. He goes, how would you like to be my date to the movies tonight? And she goes, I would not like that at all. He goes, why not? She goes, because you're a kid and you have a mustache and a goatee like a creep. So that was funny. And then they all start fighting again. They start swearing, but they use little pictures to just censor it, I guess. And honestly, I enjoyed it. It was funny. They throw in a bunch of jokes, and It's a great little kid's book. I'm going to leave it with that. I highly recommend it. It's probably one of my favorite books to come out of Secret Wars so far.
Oh, that's cool, yeah.
Yeah, so it's great for little kids, too. I recommend that for if you want get your kids a comic book. Get Little Avengers versus X-Men Marvel.
That sounds pretty funny. I'll have to definitely check that out then.
Yes. And the last one I got was Battle World. Actually, it's called Secret Wars Battle World. It's basically just got like a bunch of little miniature stories inside talking about the different worlds and whatnot. There's a Punisher who becomes a Doctor Strange, and he's actually traveling between the different worlds of Battle World, which is a huge no-no. You're not supposed to cross your own border.
Oh, yeah.
So he's in the world 2099, and out comes out like a Wolverine who's got a mystic look to him, Hulk, Ghost Rider, and Black Suit Spider-Man, and they all basically take down the Punisher and end up killing him, but Punisher ends up killing pretty much everyone else except for the Wolverine.
Okay.
Because he basically turns the Hulk back into Bruce Banner and then turns him to dust. He freezes Ghost Rider.
Okay.
I don't remember what he did to Spider-Man, but then Wolverine sneaks up behind him, throws his claws into him, and basically kills him. So the Wolverine turns the Doctor Strange Punisher's body, I guess, over to Doctor Strange, the real one. He's like, thank you for taking care of that. That was a nuisance that we did not need to deal with. And then I guess Wolverine's going to become the next Doctor Strange from the other Doctor Strange. I don't really know what the heck's going on yet. But it was interesting. And then I got another story about some MODOKs where it's like a world full of MODOKs. Like different style MODOKs. Like there's actually a Spider-Man MODOK where it's literally just Spider-Man's head in the little chair thing. It's kind of weird. I really didn't read it. I'll be honest with you, I didn't care for it that much. So, the artwork wasn't really there. I picked up a few other books too, but I ended up getting Old Man Logan and World War Hulk. But
okay.
Again, with the artwork, I just couldn't get into Old Man Logan. I tried reading it, but the artwork is just so out there, I just couldn't get into it.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
okay.
So I didn't bother with it. And same thing with World War Hulk, so I won't be picking those up again. I mean, if I do, it'll probably be like going to a convention, checking out someone's like dollar bin box and just seeing if they have any there.
Yeah.
Because usually with Big One overstocks on back issues or like the side issues and side stories. So if you ever want to get these, but you can wait on them, I highly recommend just going to the conventions, seeing if someone's got like a dollar bin box or maybe $2, but no more than that. And you can probably pick up all the issues.
Oh, very cool.
Yes. So that is Kyle's Reads.
Kyle's Reads. He's done with the thing until next week.
Maybe.
Sorry, that was kind of weak. Maybe. Okay. Well, of course, TV shows, nothing's on, everything's canceled. We don't have any movies. Ooh.
We did have iZombie, that just ended.
Oh, that just ended.
Yes.
I need to watch some of that again.
Yes, you do. It gets much better.
Okay, well, we'll see. I mean, I just had that problem where it's like, I'm a zombie, everyone's a zombie now. It's like,
it makes sense.
Like I said, I'll finish it up and everything then, see if it turns into something else that I want.
The whole show turns into a zombie.
Oh, damn it!
Yeah, not the people in the show. I'm just saying, like the show in general, literally turns into a zombie.
Oh, and just starts attacking people.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
But yes, let's see, because trying to think what I can. So movie-wise, we haven't had anything comic book come out yet besides Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Yeah,
and we're waiting
Jurassic World just came out.
Yes, which I hopefully will be seeing this week.
Nice, enjoy. I have not seen it yet, so I probably won't be seeing it for a while because I want to take my wife to go see it, but she hasn't seen any of the other Jurassic Park movies, and she wants to see those first.
Well, you can let her know that you should just watch. Was it the first one?
Yes, I've heard you only need to see the first one.
So you could save some, just like if you wanted to go see it, just ever watch that one. But
Yeah.
I mean, granted, don't get me wrong. First one obviously holds up so well. It's such a good movie and everything. That the sequels are okay. They're not like horrible or anything like that. I mean, they're still very enjoyable movies to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see what happens. So this article you posted,
Oh, yes. Basically, Marvel is doing a all-new, all-different thing. So basically, after Secret Wars, there's going to be a new Marvel. And they're basically going to be plucking certain characters from each world to be put into the new Marvel universe.
Gotcha.
Obviously, we kind of already figured Miles Morales was going to be one of them because, well, they're getting rid of the Ultimate Universe, but they want to keep Miles Morales.
Mm-hmm.
I also wouldn't be surprised if they end up keeping the Ultimate Nick Cage since he matches more with the whole movie universe anyways. Mm-hmm. So one of the promo images, it shows a bunch of characters. You got Rocket Raccoon flipping off the thing, but it's got a sensor over his middle finger.
Yep.
The Thing in a weird suit. Hyperion. You got Daredevil in his black suit. Mm-hmm. You got Medusa. You got X-23, but in a Wolverine suit.
Yes.
You got Doctor Strange, a little younger, with Axe. I believe that's Star-Lord next to X-23, and on the next side of him is actually the Old Man Logan. So it looks like they're actually going to bring Old Man Logan from the that universe into the main universe. So that should be interesting. So there's another one with let's see, I don't know if they have it on here, but they also have one with Falcon Captain America, Old Man Captain America, not from Old Man Logan, but literally just an Old Man Captain America. He's the reason why Falcon became Captain America.
Yeah.
There's Lady Thor. She's going to stay, of course. Let's see here. Holy crap. When the new Marvel starts, there will be 55 to 60 new #1 issues.
Oh, jeez.
I am not getting all those issues. Fantastic Four members join other teams. The Fantastic Four may no longer exist as a unit, but the characters are still adventuring in the Marvel Universe. Free Comic Book Day revealed that the Human Torch is now hanging out with the Inhumans and dating their queen Medusa. The Thing has joined up with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Ooh. Sue and Reed Richards remain MIA for the time being, but Sue already has a working relationship with S.H.I.E.L.D., so that seems like a reasonable bet to take.
Mm-hmm.
Multiversal merger. The teaser images show refugees from some of the universes destroyed during the incursions that led to Secret Wars. It seems that they will be taking up residence in the new mainstream Marvel universe, including Hyperion, who has been functioning as a member of the Avengers for months already, and Spectrum, formerly a member of another universe's superhero team, roughly analogs to the Justice League. You got there's going to be multiple Spider-Men. You got Miles Morales, the Ultimate Spider-Man. That means we'll have at least 2 Spider-Men running around, including Peter Parker, plus a Spider-Woman and a Spider-Gwen.
Oh.
So basically, the whole Spider-Gwen story, she's not going to be in her own universe anymore. They're actually bringing her over into the mainstream thing, which makes sense. X-23 is Wolverine, and Wolverine is Old Man Logan. Let's see. Logan's female clone is taking over Wolverine's mantle and costume. Meanwhile, Old Man Logan is making his way into the mainstream Marvel Universe, but whether he's a survivor of Battleworld, a time traveler from the future, a resurrected Logan, or something else entirely remains to be seen. Let's see. Who is this? Karnak is back, is the member of the Inhumans royal family that died in Inhumanity, but he's back in the all-new, all-different Marvel. How he's returned has not yet been explained. All-new Hulk and Mastro. Marvel has promised that the post-Secret Wars Marvel Universe will have a new, controversial Hulk, one that should catch the attention of longtime Bruce Banner fans. Marvel has also said that Mastro, the twisted future version of the Hulk from the Future Imperfect timeline, will also play a role in the new Marvel Universe. Who the new Hulk is and their possible connection to Mastro is still unknown.
Interesting.
So that's all they have. Let's see. I think I skipped a few things because I was scrolling down. For Brian Michael Bendis and David Marquez will launch Invincible Iron Man. We know that Ultimate Spider-Man team of David Marquez and Brian Michael Bendis will relaunch Invincible Iron Man this fall. Contrary to past speculation, the team did not confirm that it is Tony Stark in the Iron Man armor. It kind of looks like maybe Ultimate Iron Man. So I don't know. But let's see. Avengers Now. Changes remain intact mostly. So they're going to keep Steve Rogers as an old guy. They're going to keep Falcon as Captain America. They're going to keep Lady Thor for now. Which, by the way, did we talk about who the Lady Thor is? Because they revealed.
Yeah, it turned out to be
Jane Foster.
Yes, thank you. I'm like, I just had the discussion.
Yeah, it turns out it was Jane Foster the whole time. So
how did you feel about that? Did you like that or no?
I was like, okay, it makes sense. She had experience with Thor before, so I understand it.
Very interesting. So yeah, so now the question I'm going to ask like this. So like as much as DC went ahead and did a huge reboot about what 2-3 years ago.
You mean right now?
Well, the New 52. I mean, when they did all that, and now they're kind of going back on it, where they're like bringing everything, So that now, do you think Marvel's just doing this to do it, or they want to try something new, or do you think it's going to fail?
I think they're trying to get new readers in. They're like, look, we have all these movies out, but some people aren't getting into it because we've already got so much continuity and so much storylines going on that people don't want to join in because they're going to be confused. So let's create a whole new Marvel universe with a bunch of different characters with 55 to 60 different issues, and that'll be good jumping points for everyone. That's all it is, just to get new readers. They don't care about the lifelong fans. They want new readers.
Okay.
Well, I take back what I said. They do care about the lifelong fans because obviously they're throwing in like Old Man Logan and Miles Morales, and they're bringing in characters from like major alternate universes that we enjoyed, but they're mostly just doing this to get new readers on.
Okay. All right, we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously Marvel, has been doing pretty well for the past couple of years, so we'll see what happens with that. So I guess that's pretty much wraps it up for the
another thing I forgot to mention was the new Avengers lineup.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you got Lady Thor.
Okay.
You got the Iron Man.
Okay.
Falcon, Captain America, Vision, Miles Morales, Nova, and Miss Marvel. But not Carol Danvers. It is Kamala Khan, a newer Miss Marvel, I guess. But anyways, that there is an interesting blend. You got like a bunch of rookies and veterans all there on one team. So I'm okay with that.
Okay, that's cool. That's going to be an interesting, I think, new version of the Avengers. I would like to see how that goes. Now, I'm curious if we're going to see that movie sometime in our life.
Well, we've got 4 out of the 7 characters. I mean, Nova Corps has been introduced, so they can bring in Nova real quick in Guardians of the Galaxy. Miles Morales, give it time, he'll show up. And then Miss Marvel, I mean, they're going to do a Miss Marvel movie, but I think that's more Carol Danvers than anything else. So,
okay,
yeah,
very interesting. I was just going to say this probably wraps up all of our actual like comic book news. And then again, the press has been. There's really nothing been released, of course. By the end of the year, before next year, Colin and I will be able to take all the footage and everything they're releasing for Suicide Squad and make our own Suicide Squad movie. That's an ongoing joke. But, of course, there was some casting for the Daredevil Season 2.
Yes.
Now,
we have a Punisher.
And it's the Shane from The Walking Dead.
Did you just call him the Shane?
I meant Shane from
The Shane. The Shane.
He actually should have been called the Shame. Oh! Now, both are different. That goes, okay, your one show that you were going to go be on TNT didn't last long.
What's that?
He was supposed to be on a show that I didn't even see. It was on TNT called Noir.
Oh, okay.
but I guess it never took, or it went for a season or something like that. So, frankly, I'm fine with this. I think it's a great choice because I actually saw the guy at Phoenix Comic Con a couple years back, and actually one of the nicest guys. So you watch him on stage, and I know everyone's like, "Fuck Shane! I hate Shane. He's an idiot. Oh, Shane's such a dick." But the guy, he's like, you see him, and then you go, "Wow, this guy's a good actor," because he made everybody hate him.
Yeah.
And now he's on stage, and he's just like this funny, laid back kind of guy. So
Yeah, and now he's gonna be Punisher.
he's gonna be the Punisher. So I'm like, yeah, go for it. So
now I think it's kind of cool that they're gonna bring in the Punisher for the next season of Daredevil. I mean, those two characters go pretty much hand in hand almost.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think they did a nice pick for him. They couldn't. They got. He looks like the Punisher, really. I mean,
yeah.
If someone can just find a picture of him from The Walking Dead and just plaster a skull on his chest, I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
So I mean, he was wearing black shirts, so.
Yeah, so I think they did a good choice with that, so we'll be excited. And apparently, the rumor has it in the Daredevil series, it's going to be him before he becomes the Punisher. So it's going to be him as, the undercover cop. So you get to. So basically, what I said would be a total good idea where because I said if you're going to do a Punisher series on Netflix, I would literally do one where he's running around, he's like being the undercover cop, and you actually get to care about this character, and then that last episode is just that.
Yep. And then
you're just like.
Yep, and then he becomes the Punisher the very final episode, and
then you get to see his costume. He's on a roof, and wait a minute, this kind of sounds familiar. No,
standing over Greg Gargoyle statue thing with a gun holding up in his.
Well, not even so much as that, but I mean, like he becomes a Punisher. Like I think it would be cool. Like he actually takes out, like he could take out like the mob boss that killed his family instead of it being like an ongoing thing, like in the first season. Mm-hmm. And then when he's done with that, like people are like, so you're done. Your reign of terror is over. He's like, no, it's just started. And it just ends. You're just like, oh, shit.
Or they kill off his family mid-season of next season. And then you see, like, the last half of the season of him, like, the first few episodes, you see him, like, like, upset over his family dying. And then you start slowly seeing him build towards being the Punisher.
No, yeah, like I think with his actual series, you could do so much like more with his character. So,
oh yeah,
and actually do him justice.
Yeah, I think it's funny. We're getting like all these. We're getting a second season of Daredevil, probably before we even get the Defenders series.
Well, it's all building up, and which is actually kind of cool because I did say this before. As soon as they said like they want to do some Netflix series, like to me, I honestly said I'm like, yeah, Daredevil actually would be a perfect thing because there's like so many. There's so many movies that you're cramming in all this crazy backstory into like a 2-hour movie, and you can't really get that much. That's why it was great for like Captain America, Iron Man, all this kind of stuff because you were able to give them their own like movie, and then you can just throw them all in Avengers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's just very difficult with some of these like characters that not too many people know about or they've heard of him, but then you're trying to cram all this stuff into it. So I think Daredevil was phenomenal on Netflix. So I'm looking forward to all the rest of the stuff they're going to do.
Now, obviously, some people probably out there know that Black Widow and Daredevil had a history. What do you think about possibly throwing in Natasha or Scarlett Johansson in like an episode or two of Daredevil?
I think it would be a smart idea if Marvel was. I mean, if Marvel Studio was smart, they would go ahead and just start doing all these kind of crossover cameos and stuff like that. I mean, and the funny part is you don't even have to – you could even – like if you could do it – I don't know if you could do it, but you could even do it where it's all like something happens and you see like Tony Stark comes walking into Matt Murdock's office going all like, oh, there's a little bit of a snafu with such and such or, just like random little cameos like that. I'm like, we'd all be fine with. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I highly recommend – I would say that if you're going to do a cameo, if you're going to do any cameo, I would say definitely a Black Widow one.
Yes. Now, obviously – so I believe in August we will be getting the next Netflix series of Jessica Jones.
Yes.
Also known as Jewel in the Marvel Universe, along with Nicolas Cage and Purple Man.
Yes. Wait, you mean Luke Cage?
Who did I say, Nicolas Cage?
You keep saying Nicolas. Yeah, I'm going to be in the Netflix series as myself, I was almost Superman, it's just, I played Ghost Rider, I'm more of a Marvel protector,
Yeah, okay. It's the whole Cage thing. It threw me off.
Actually, there's a documentary. I don't know when it's coming out, but it's called like The Death of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And I bring this up because it is actually about the Tim Burton style film of Superman that was in production.
Mm-hmm.
That they were trying to do like when they did Batman, and Nicolas Cage was in the role of Superman.
I heard about that.
So there's a whole thing about that where I think it's coming out in the fall. Like you can probably get your hands on it or see it. You might be able to see it online. I'm not sure yet, but this is something I definitely want to check out because it sounds really interesting. There's a lot of people, like even Kevin Smith's in it because he's like, I wrote most of that movie and it never got filmed. So, but yeah, so I just wanted to say, highly recommend that when that comes out. I'll keep everyone posted. I believe it's called The Death of Superman. It should be a documentary, so definitely check that out. Now, before we, do you have any more news?
I'm trying to think. Shit. As of right now, I can't think of anything, but I know as soon as we end this podcast, it's going to hit me. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Well, I will say this. Right now, my phone has been blowing up all day from my band members because we're all gamers.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you don't really know this audience or whatnot, I know you're listening to a comic book podcast, but I will touch upon gaming because, yes, Arcade Bros is coming back. It's still in the works. I know I keep saying this. This is like when I said, oh, yeah, Mom, I'm going to get married. Oh, yeah, Mom, I'm going to have kids, and I'm still 31 and alone.
Aww. Well, hey, I'm your soulmate.
That's right. But I cheat on you with Raven, so so weird. That's so Raven. That's so Raven. But yeah, E3 is going on right now, and I've been seeing a couple of updates that's going on. So one thing I do have to announce, if you're a South Park fan like me, and you played the Stick of Truth, we are getting a sequel.
Nice.
And it's going to be based off of the superheroes.
That's
It's going to be the Coon and Friends, it looks like. Yeah, so looking forward to that. And then, I don't know, there's probably a bunch of other stuff that I'll go through and we'll check out, but I just figured...
One thing I saw today was a trailer for the new Star Wars Battlefront game.
Yes.
That looks really good.
Speaking of Star Wars,
yes.
Kyle, I'm going to grab something and show you something real quick. And you can see, this might answer a couple of questions while Steve can never find someone for the rest of his life.
Raise it up. There you go. Nice. Nice. Was that going to the long box?
So yes, that was me showing Kyle. I was at the store the other day doing some food shopping, and I go to buy cereal, and I was just gonna buy like those little small pack of cereals because I'm like, I like cereal, but I don't eat it that much. And I want kind of variety, but I don't want to go out and buy a box.
Right.
So these little 8 boxes were the same price as a normal box of cereal. When did cereal become so expensive, anyways?
When we became an adult.
I guess. So I walked through the thing. Now, of course, I showed Kyle this before where I picked up the Avengers cereal, which is still in store, so if your kids want to get that, go right ahead. But also got the Star Wars limited edition cereal now. So we can tell that Steve's an adult.
Nice. Oh, one thing we can talk about. I'm getting a PlayStation 4.
Yes, which I will be joining, not as soon as you, but I will be getting one this year, hopefully, and then I will definitely get your gamer tag and will game. But yeah, I meant to ask you about that because you were like, so did you wait in line just to pre-order this thing?
No.
Okay.
The game, because I bought the Batman Arkham Knight bundle pack with the PlayStation 4. Which altogether is $400, which is the normal price of a regular PS4. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. Get a free game.
Yeah, get a game. Yeah, get a free game with it. Why not? That's a smart thing to do.
Of course, it had to be a Batman game, but you know.
Hey, but to be fair, you do like those Batman games.
I do enjoy the Batman games. It's like one of the few things I enjoy about Batman. Plus, Scarecrow is the villain for this game, so I kind of have to make an exception. Yeah. But I went in, pre-ordered it, no line or whatever. I also pre-ordered one of those pop vinyls because I got a Scarecrow version of that, so I was like, yeah, I kind of need to get that. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that comes out next Tuesday, so I cannot wait to pick that up.
Very nice. Yeah, that's actually what I'll be doing is since GameStop takes old phones, so I'll be trading in my old 2 phones that they're just sitting in boxes. They're not doing anything. They work fine. So I was going to trade my one phone and see how much I get for it, and I was actually going to buy Elder Scrolls Online, so there goes my life. And then if I have any money left over, pre-order the Batman game because I definitely want that. And then I was going to use my other phone to pretty much pay off the rest of that for the Batman game. So yeah, so Kyle and I actually after next week when the game comes out, Kyle, I'll be able to dive in, play it, see how we like it, and then we can actually talk about that for a bit. And it should be I'm pretty sure that'll be finally the first game that I actually get to sit down and finally play, because I have so many games right now, and I just haven't had time for shit and stuff like that. So I'm just like, what? And then before we go, I forgot I was going to mention swag that I got. So I did show Kyle a picture of some of the swag I got, but I forgot to show him this. It's a little Daredevil or little Deadpool.
Oh yeah,
bracelet. Nice, I saw that too.
Wait.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it tells you the time.
Yeah, I got a little Deadpool watch thing where it seems normal, then you push a button and the LED lights pop up. I freaked so many people out today at work.
Yeah, they're probably like, what is that? And you're like, boop.
Yeah, and a couple guys jump.
Then I found I got addicted to those seat belts. Because I like them, and when you lose weight, it's easy to adjust.
Nah, true.
But I found a Baby Groot one.
Nice.
So I have that. So that was a little bit of swag I traded myself this weekend with a little bit of money because I've been working a shit ton of overtime trying to get everything under wraps and all that good stuff. So, so Kyle and I will definitely be talking about the Batman game when that comes out. And I think that's about it. I don't know what else to say.
Boogaloo,
Munkaloo, Michelob Ultra.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Kyle, where can they find you on this magical thing they call the interwebs?
Well, on the interwebs, you can go to twitter.com, and then you can search for the username Deadpool_Ranger. I haven't been talking much on there, mostly because it's the summertime, and I got nothing to talk about, and I have a life of work.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's life, work, and actual adult. I keep going I would have to be an adult. I keep saying that now. That's like my new slogan. It's adults. But of course, you want to look for us. We're at Longboxcast on the Twitter. You can also go to longboxcast.com or www.facebook.com/longboxcast and give our little page a like, get us up there and make us proud to be Americans. Of course, if you're looking for me on the Twitter, is Stephen Mooney Jr. And of course, we also do have an Instagram as well as at Longboxcast as well. Kyle set that up for us. But yeah, I do apologize for the summer news and everything like that. I mean, there's really nothing going on, and movies are too far between. And the comic book era, they're really not doing too much. So it's just like
I
things
wanted
are
to
going to be
ask you
slowing
about
down.
that.
Oh, yeah.
With it being so slow during the summer, did you want to skip down to every other week for the summer?
We could do that if the fans are okay with that and they don't. Because the only big thing that's going to be coming up soon, which we'll definitely have a jam-packed episode for, will be the San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, we can do that the week of, even if it ends up being on a skip week, we can still do that. I just figure, with slow news and whatnot, and with me getting my comic books every other week, I figure it'd probably be easier just to do every other.
We could definitely do that.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that too.
Yeah, it'll free us up on Monday nights to play some video games.
Yeah, so you and I can start doing that. But so hopefully by the end of this year, because I definitely want to get Uncharted 4 when that comes out for the PlayStation 4.
Uh-huh.
But I'll definitely get your gamer tag when I get that. Technically, I can give you my gamer tag now because it's going to be the same thing on the PlayStation 3 that I have.
True.
But yeah, no, let me know how that is. Definitely, I know Kyle, and I don't even have to tell Kyle, but I know Kyle, he'd be like, get it, open it up, take pictures, send it, put it on the webpage and everything like that. So Kyle's very good at doing that. Me, I'm horrible, so. But yeah, we look forward to it. So I guess that kind of wraps everything up for this week. So if you guys, fans, we'll see. If the fans riot, then I'll be like, all right, we'll try to put some stuff together for every week. If they don't riot, then we'll just be like, all right, every other week. But I don't think they're going to riot. So we're going on summer vacation, guys.
Yes.
We're slowing down the news week. It's so hot out here, dude. It's literally my apartment. I think I put my AC on 60 degrees right now, and it's still not cool. So,
Steve, this is my AC.
Oh, right. Kyle just pity shamed me through Google. That's cold, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
No,
but anyways,
Kyle, it is not cold, unfortunately.
But Kyle, which catchphrase is kind of going to use this week?
Longbox Cast. Sorry, Mom.
Long box cast is over. Get ready for the credits. It's Kyle and Steve, and that's it. There's only two of us on the show. You better wait, because if you don't, you're going to miss out on the post-like Marvel kind of credits where they add something at the end. Long box cast. Brought to you by Blammo.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Did you hear Stan Lee's not going to make a cameo in the Ant-Man movie?
Why not?
Apparently because they wanted him to film it in Europe, and he couldn't make it. Because the man is poor.
Who, Stan Lee?
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't fly him out?
Pretty much. Or scheduling conflicts. I don't know. I just know that he's not going to be in the Ant-Man movie.
Oh, well, I thought, I literally thought they weren't going to put him in the Ant-Man movie because it was a little short notice.
No. Actually, I think that might have been a reason, too.
I mean, he was only going to really have a small cameo.
It was funny the first time.
You don't need to be a little pissant about it.
Shut up, Steve.
I think that's all I got.
This has been another great fine production of the 4 Red Radio Network. For more great shows, check out 4redradio.com. Boom.